All right, so this article here, I just kind of wanted to kind of open the discussion for this because there's been conversations for months now about the possibility of Mike Seaver leaving T-Mobile early, right? We know that his contract is good until April, I believe, of 2028. A lot of speculation with the hiring of Serini that that basically Mike was just lining things up for him to bounce, to basically leave the company, exit early, and there's a lot of reasons why he might be doing this, right? He could be paid to leave early. He could be facing difficulties. There's been a lot of stress and a lot of struggles for the company in itself. A lot of pressures building out 5G, a lot of pressure with Starlink and satellite, just a lot of pressure overall, meeting quotas, right? Keeping the company in the positives. So just a lot of things. There's been so many changes over the last 2 years that there's been a lot of negative press towards T-Mobile and the way that it's being managed and run under the wings, if you will, of Mike Sievert's presence in his presence. So this could all be a reason why we're thinking, maybe Mike does want out early. Maybe he can cut his losses and grab his bag and go home before it gets worse, right? And maybe some of us, some of you, should I say, want to see this, right? You want someone new to come in, fresh pair of eyes, fresh new mindset, and maybe do something different and better for T-Mobile. I know a lot of you don't like how Mike's been running it. Some of you think he's doing okay, right? He had a very hard shoe to fill, if you ask me. We had John Leisure before him, and John was one of a kind when it comes to running the wireless carriers, right? There's been nobody like him ever since, and there was certainly nobody before him that had that kind of presence, right? He was a man of his own, right? Did his own thing, hyped the company up, and he really did change and basically created and revolutionized the way that the wireless industry presents itself, right? His game was completely different than anyone else entering the market. He had this whole new world of swag, and it really did change things, right? He brought a lot of good benefits to T-Mobile, and he made it the fun carrier, the affordable carrier, and it was an exciting time for T-Mobile customers. He left, things changed, right? Mike tried his hardest to kind of fill his place, and he's done some good things early on, but he later has started to taper off, and as you know, as businesses have found that it's more difficult to operate with a lot of uncertainty. There's tariffs now, and there's even before that, we had the pandemic. So there's been a lot of axes to grind and a lot of obstacles in the way that have made this whole thing difficult for all the CEOs, right? Stanky, Vesberg, they're paid well, so therefore they should be ready for this type of battle, but that doesn't mean it's any less difficult. So the discussion here is Mike was basically questioning, like, what's going on? Are you staying? Are you going? Let us know. And he swears that he's not going anywhere, not yet, at least. Now, 2028, that's what, 2.5 years from now. So, by then he may be ready to wash his hands, throw in a towel, and look somewhere else, maybe take an early retirement. I don't know. He can certainly afford to, that's for sure. But as of now, it looks like he wants to stay with the company, and he's excited about Starlink. He's excited about many of the things that T-Mobile's been working on. And he addresses the rumors as to why he has Srini. He hired Srini in the first place, and basically it was just kind of like a backup, a succession idea, planning in mind. Like if something went wrong, I guess if Mike couldn't work, if something, for some reason he had to leave, but not because he wanted to, not by fault, but maybe, he got ill or something and he had to go, there needs to be a contingency in plan, right? There has to be someone else that could quickly move in and take over things and keep the company from falling, running into the ground, if you will. So that's basically what he's saying, that was the purpose of that. And maybe there were some other discussions behind, the scenes at the time. maybe there was this idea that Mike should leave because things were getting hard. Maybe he was finding it difficult. Maybe now he's feeling a little better. Maybe some discussions were had. Maybe some more money was offered for him to stay. These are things that we won't really know, right? If we could be a fly on the wall and hear what really goes on internally, we would have a better idea. We would have a broader picture of what really is taking place. But as for now, it looks like none of this is happening. Like, he's not leaving now. This could change, right, at any given time if he decides that things are just too difficult for him and he doesn't want to do it, or if there's some kind of pushback from internally against him, forcing him out. If the board, kind of votes him out, kind of thing. But as of now, I think he'll probably stick around and continue to try to keep T-Mobile floating, continue with the partnerships that they're doing. There's been a massive amount of partnerships. So, the acquisitions of Mint Mobile, Ultra Mobile, and the list just goes on and on. We got MetroNet. So a lot of big things, a lot of moves. And then, of course, Starlink. They're going to launch that. Well, they launched that, what was it, yesterday, the July 23rd. So a lot of things, working for T-Mobile that could keep them running, for the next, couple of years while he's in office. Keep him busy, basically, to keep his eyes on. So a lot of challenges as well. So that is what we have here. I wanted to kind of talk about that. And what do you guys think? Do you think Mike is still plotting an early retirement, or early out, should I say, from T-Mobile? Do you want him to go? I mean, comment down below your thoughts on your feelings about Mike. I know some of you don't want him there anymore. Some of you think he's all right. And if you have any questions for me, feel free to comment those down below as well. Please give the video a like if you are enjoying the news on this channel. Consider subscribing if you have not already, and turn on your notification bell so that you never miss a new video when I drop one. And as always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.